Back again with routine. Last time, we got an ID card. Read some emails. We saw that our big friend was around here somewhere, but we don't know where. He was just letting us know that he's still around, even though we went all the way into this different place. But as far as what we're doing now, yeah, we wanted to get into the cistern, right? And we need an ID. So we did just pick up an ID to log into Maria's terminal. I assume we're using her number, which was 8325. No? Is that not it? I thought that was the number, but I mean, maybe it's not her ID we're using. It could be. Oh, it's not actually letting me pick it up. So I guess I don't need it anymore. Was there something from her terminal? Is there some information that we could have gotten to give us another idea? Oh, hold on. EXE. Okay, did I run this before saving? Maybe I didn't. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. We do run a batch file that says opening up the wired doors. So that's probably what we should be exploring. Okay, what are the wired doors that opened? It's not that one, we know that. We need someone else who has authorization to get into the cistern. Oh, this door opened. Yeah, okay. I think this is what it was. This door opened up. Yep, we can hear him walking. You saw me. Well, can I get in there? Not quite. I think that was open. I think I could have gotten in there. This is Yan's terminal. Oh, Yan's. Let's see. Styrene biomarkers detected. No details soon. I can't wait for the radiocarbon results. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep thinking about what kind of ancient life could have left these biomarker assemblages of these samples, and from how long ago. As excited as I am, it doesn't feel right celebrating this without Edith. Proteogenic amino acids after everything. It has all been worth it. This is momentous life right here, right now, with us on the moon. Maybe the Canal harbors a more hospitable environment for a certain organic material. After I get the next experiments logged and prepped tomorrow, I need to talk with Barbara. Oh, he saw me. Well, let's see if we can get over there in time. I think it's very, very rude. I was clearly reading that. There we go. Need to get back to Yans's terminal. we can read more about what they were up to. Solution EL9 solution, disinfectant compiler, main control lab, decontamination. Reminder to source new sample for EL9 testing from the cistern. So we got to get to the cistern. Remember, there's that decontamination room that doesn't let us through. We have to enter something manually, but we don't know what it is yet. Let's see. Citric acid can boost chlorhexidine strength, could destroy our solution to acidic. Sodium bicarbonate could destruct peroxide. pH levels help copper stay active. EDTA, good at cleaning up stray metals that would weaken phenol strength. Can weaken in a lot of alcohols such as ethanol, stabilizes metals, and protects H2O2. Polyvinyl perodidone, PVP, a good stabilizer, but can make the solution more viscous than we want. PVP can retain and slow down the release of silver ions. Sodium chloride can balance chlorhexidine or lose strength fast, breaks down H2O2 and Cu2, can accelerate decomposition too much. Notes base plus active O1 minus copper plus active O2 plus stabilizer. I wonder, is this a puzzle? Are we going to have to assemble it ourselves? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Water content improves penetration into porous surfaces. Water alone does not work for copper or hydrogen peroxide. Isopropyl alcohol, IPA. Effective base helps dissolve cell membranes, making pathogens more vulnerable to copper and peroxide. Propylene glycol, risk of residue, keeps citric acid from clumping or separating. It keeps copper ions suspended and spread out evenly. Can degrade hydrogen peroxide. Ethanol, compatible EDTA, doesn't assist copper ions. No big advantage over IPA. Successful EL9 solution. Base, active O1, Cu2, active O2, nothing. Stabilizer. Mm-hmm. Save point. That door is unactive. Let's see. Copper ions unstable if exposed to strong acid or too much chloride, salt. Best in mildly acidic environments. Silver ions highly compatible. EDTA can bind silver ions too tightly. Parasitic acid would destroy copper ions too quickly. Potent oxidizer, even stronger than peroxide. Phenol can reduce copper strength. Hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, works well with Cu2 plus and EDTA. Chlorhexidine provides long-lasting solution. Does not synergize well with H2O2. Well, if I'm going from this, the successful solution does have Cu2 plus in it. I guess, is that our one clue? We have to find out what the other things are, knowing that one of them is that? Oh. So it's, that vine that the dead bodies are turning into. Let's see. Decontamination formula. Base ethanol. Oh, does it, like, say it right here? Oh, no. We have to choose it. Okay. Active O1 was Cu2 plus. So hydrogen peroxide works well with Cu2 plus and EDTA. EDTA protects H2O2. You don't want ethanol. Okay, active O1 is the copper ions. So what options do we have for base? is water, isopropyl alcohol, propylene glycol, and ethanol. Well, let's see. Isopropyl alcohol makes pathogens more vulnerable to copper. So maybe that's the base. So then what would be active O2? Peroxide? Is that an option? There's hydrogen peroxide. And works well with EDTA, which is listed here as stabilizer. Can we test that? It's 100% effective. Assigned to decontamination chamber. Main control laboratory is accessible. Great, we did it. Can't close that, so I assume we're done with this machine. And that's closed. Okay, that's like a neat little puzzle. And I'm glad that you can't be interrupted in here by our friend when you're doing this. Let's see, flooding. Cisterns accessible. I need someone's ID. Yeah, we don't know whose. Okay, we can enter main control laboratory. The canal. Yeah, we have to get in. We have to get into that that founder's office. All right. Just back here. Well, he stopped chasing. Okay, let's see. What I'm experiencing does not fill me with confidence, loss of time, hallucinations, and yet I embrace it. I embrace the process. Someone's embracing something. Can I not duck it? No. I have to say, could I duck and use this? It does not seem so. I hear it now. The canals are our only way to go on together. Alright, so that's the only thing on Jans' terminal. Like a glowing thing for an X-ray, but I do not have anything to put on it. Alright, so by solving that puzzle, the main lab is available, so I guess we go back to the decontamination chamber. Yeah. Okay, so decontaminate. We need to go back this way. Yeah, here we go. Oh, hold on. Something there. But, okay, William Davis's. Just type this down. 4267. This is William Davis. Does he have access to the cistern?
Such sorrow in her eyes. Or is it heartache? How lonely she must have been. I'm here now.
So I assume we use his to get to the cistern. No, it's this one. What did it say again? Let's see. Right. No. Not that one. No, yeah, down here. All right. 4267. There we go. All right, guess this terminal does not have anything else. Oh, there we go. Wear PPE. Let's observe safety protocols down here in the cistern. No, I thought there might have been something there. There was not. Oh, hey, here's someone. No, actually, it's not. It's just a machine. For a second, I thought it was a person slumped over. So I assume we drained the cistern. So now maybe we can go back to it and climb down. I got grabbed. You know, just the occasional hallucination, as you have when you're working on the moon. Well, I don't hear any walking. Okay, he was on that side. Yep, and now we drained this. Well, I mean, everything is completed at this point except Canal. What's in here? An ongoing circle of natural actions and patterns.
The canal whispers my name, urging me forward. Okay. One final moment. One last glance upon her face before I leave.
Let's see. Canal incident. Incident occurred at Canal observation experiment at the Canal. During setup, Matthew Gerard's physicist went to a trance and walked into the Canal. Henry Becker, lead physicist, successfully retrieved Gerard versus the tether connection. Gerard was in poor condition and had an emaciated appearance. He could not speak coherently and seemed confused. Back at the base, his condition worsened. He was put into a medically induced coma and given intravenous treatment for extreme dehydration. Approximately 12 hours later, Gerard went into cardiac arrest, died on the 29th of August. Burial was held outside of the base for Gerard. The patient, Matthew Gerard, physicist. Tether partner, Henry Becker, lead physicist. Male, 49 years, physicist, general appearance, barely conscious, confused, gaunt, extremely dehydrated. Patient arrived in an emergency situation from the Canal location. He could not speak clearly and had issues with breathing. His general appearance was alarming, almost as if he was void of moisture. Veins constricted, causing difficulties for IV insertion. Vitals were erratic but stabilized after he administered sedation. Patient has been put into a medically induced coma, being given fluids and medication intravenously. Judith Weber, psychologist, spoke with Gerard briefly before he was administered sodium thiopental for the MIC. A transcript has been requested. But you know, that aside from all this, that Canal is a great place. Everyone wants to go to the Canal. Who wouldn't be excited to go to the Canal? See, missing person Kenneth Murphy, lead engineer. Per the airlock ID log, Kenneth Murphy, lead engineer, left the base on his own. On-duty crew was sparse due to the loss of life and current illness. No one saw Murphy leave, and he did not inform anyone of his plans. For safety reasons, the base is now on lockdown. Comms have been left on in the past in the event Murphy returns. Williams Terminal. Okay, his ID is 4267. Security. Okay. Now we're going... We got it. Let's see. Interface module. Bazam. Upgraded. Media. Entity B. Recovery. Let's see it. The apple tree. Second life form has been discovered, anatomically distinct from Entity A. Entity B was found by Maria Ivanov in the arbor and was already deceased upon discovery. Preliminary cause of death appears to be asphyxiation, likely resulting from choking on an apple, possibly due to the incompatibility with human produce. Well, that was the thing we saw in our vision that we had. Just wanted to munch on an apple. It did not agree with it. Diary. A magnificent mammalian specimen, a true being of the moon. She holds so much history in the layers of her mind. The other entity that Henry encountered is still here. I can feel sadness that is not my own. The others think they are hallucinations. They are mistaken. They are memories. I slept in the main control lab last night. When it was just me and her, she spoke to me. I know now, there is no place for us here, not in a conventional sense. The canal is the answer. Just a few of us left now. It won't be long until we are all together. It's time to join them. Before I go, I must look upon her one last time. Everything was going well. Alright, we got security level 3. Does that mean we're gonna leave the Annex now and go back to the main lab? The main base? Because there were level 3 doors there. I can return to the ward and access the restricted areas. I need to hurry! Do we really need to hurry? I feel like, you know, our character is not necessarily in much of a rush. It doesn't need to be anyway. But I mean, obviously he wants to hurry to get into the canal, which is the real happening place. Everyone wants to go to the canal. Only the cool kids get invited to go to the canal. You need to have security level 3 if you want to get into the canal.
Don't give up.
That's probably fine. Don't give up trying to get to the incredible party that's happening right now in the canal. It's gonna be so great in there. I can't wait. But we can't go there immediately. We have to go back to the ward, they called it, and open up those level 3 doors. How many level 3 doors were there? I remember there was the, what, ecology room, I think, was level 3? And there was that one room called Prong 02, and I was wondering, what is the Prong room? That was level 3. Can't remember if there were other level 3s. right, back to the airlock. You know, I wonder if the moon people can just walk out on the surface. Because this is where they come from, so why wouldn't they be able to? Alright, guess who's back, and who's got level 3 security access, and who's entering Chapter 6? This guy. Alright, so we don't need that elevator anymore. Which is using a good deal of power. So we can turn that off, and we can turn on prong and find out what prong is. Okay, prong. Reveal to me your secrets. Oh, it's just like one room. What is the prong? Prong control. Just like a bunch of disk drives and such. Alright, let's control a prong. I don't know where the prong is. The prong has been aligned. Is that good? Is that good? Okay, so the other level 3 door was ecology. Ecoology? I guess we can turn the prong door off. And we have to find the ecology door. Well, the music's going. Not hearing footsteps. Just hearing some mumbling. Oh, there he is. Don't know if any of the doors here are open. No, they're not. Could you open them from here? What was this again? It's archives, imaging, door systems. Yeah, you could do that. Oh yeah, it says it right there. Echography is and the path. What is the path? That one does not have a monitor on it. Oh yeah, you can just go straight to echography from here. But we have to turn the power on for this door, which is down this hallway. Well, I mean, we can turn these off while we're here. Stop him from being able to walk into the hallway, I guess. Alright. We have like one tape recorder. Oh, and there's a terminal there. And a weird lighting in here. What's with the lighting?
This reality diverges from our expectations. The canal, the moon. It requires us, and we require it. Another contraction.
Everyone loves the canal. We need it. It needs us. Okay, lunar echography. Align subsurface imaging prongs. Okay, I need to find 2 to designate contact point to perform the scan. Okay, we did prong 01. Where was door 2? Gotta find prong 2. But where was prong 2? That's the path. I guess once we align the prongs and do the scan, then the path will open, I assume. Trying to remember where prong 2. I mean, I'm sure we've seen the prong 2 door at some point. It wasn't like in this hallway. No, I didn't think it was. And that one there, does that one just goes into this office, right? Pretty sure. Well, don't see him around now. It's imaging. That's servers. Prong. What's the sound we're hearing, do you think? Is it from the canal? People having good times in the canal? Okay. Lift servers? We can turn that off. Prong. Well, you can hear him walking around. I don't think he comes in here. What? Prong is aligned. That's closed. to the wrong place? Oh. I don't know, he could just clip you, and you could survive it. What I would like to do is be able to get back to... Yeah, the apple tree's over there. He's in the orchard. Let's see. Let's get that one as well. Okay. Whoop. Prongs. Okay. So, mention archives. Do I need archives to be on? I mean, it's only one bit of power. I mean, of course, we have turned the archives on before, but I did turn it off at one point because of power. A lunar ultrasound must be performed. Align both prongs. Proceed to echography and imaging. All right. All right, let's do some echography. Both are aligned. Uh-huh. Proceed to the ripening and induction terminal immediately. Well, I'm not sure where the ripening and induction terminal... would this happen to be the path? Because the door to the path is pretty close by, and it's kind of like the only place we haven't been yet, I don't think. Yeah, the path is now open. Induction.
Keep pushing forward.
See, ripening induction. Inject amniotic brine? Yes or yes? The canal is ready. So where are we going? Well, this is off entirely. Should we go back out onto the surface? I guess that depends on if a door is open. This door is open. Well, that door is closed. So is that. Anything going on over here? Let's see. The induction door has now opened. On final stage, the ripening induction terminal, the canal needs me. Oh, do we go? Oh, hello. Oh, do you want to watch the video? You can, like, turn that on. Oh, I have no battery. Sorry, I can't. Okay. Oh, you can. You're watching the video. Okay. Yeah, don't eat the apples. Seems like it's bad for you. I guess you're just gonna have that on repeat then. Alright, well, enjoy the memories. I guess I gotta go out into the canal. Right, this is where we came in. Kind of forgot about this location. Oh, wait. Battery over here? There we go. Well, this is where the party's supposed to be. Though from what we were reading on those terminals, maybe the party is actually a baby shower.
We've come so far. One final step.
All right. I mean, I'm not sure what that was, but it appears that our character was assuming a jackhammer position, which, I mean, I knew it was a party in here. I don't know who was going to be giving it to us. It's a pretty intense party. ASN, was it you? Oh no, there's a dude in there.
Together. We begin anew. Through me, you endure. Through you, I endure.
Alright. Report on the Canal expedition. Objective was to recover data associated with the original Prism Canal expedition. Prism Lunar Expedition, geological contractions within the site known as the Canal. Operations continued until 1979. In 1999, a Union Plaza Resort employee, John Cooper, reported the discovery of Union Plaza operational irregularities. Software engineers sent to correct the automated security network entered the ward. Contraction events aligned with patterns from the original Prism Canal expedition. Escalating intensity. Objectives, primary objectives, recover all Prism mission data related to the Canal, retrieve or irregular value. Secondary objectives, indeterminate origin or unauthorized function. Mission report, the LCRP lunar touchdown 2027 UTC, approximately 800 meters from the ward's airlock. Upon entry of the ward, crew reported a dense concentration of particulate matter described as or pollen. At 2218 UTC, yeah, substantial interference. At 2352 UTC, complete telemetry loss. Yeah. Final transmission contained one image. Yeah, the censor out the dicks, I'm sorry. Chapter 1, get rebirthed. And that's credits. Yeah, well, Chapter 1 was called Birth, and that ended with Chapter 1 Rebirth? Alright, so I guess it did a little bit of connection there at the end with the two bases. The base from the beginning was there to investigate what happened to the Prism mission. That were there to investigate contractions on the moon. And, well, I mean, what happened to the Prism mission happened to the new mission. And, except the ASN was trying to put a stop to it. But everyone died anyway. And, unfortunately, our computer engineer arrived. I don't know how much he was actually briefed on anything that was happening. Bad timing for him to arrive. And that's routine. I really like this. This was really good. I think it has, in terms of, like, tone, in terms of, like, visuals and audio, in terms of being a horror game, this is probably the best horror game I've played in some years. Fantastic audio design. They came up with a really good, so of course things are, scarier if you don't see them, right? So usually many games, the way they handle that is by making everything very dark. Or making it difficult to see monsters in some way. I think they came up with a really, or like, another method of thinking of is, Amnesia, how they tried to handle that by making it hurt you to look at enemies. So you try to not look at them. This game came up with, I think, a really good way of trying to handle the enemy is there, but I'm not seeing it very well. Like, at first there's the robots, and you can see the robots, but if you want to stun the robots, you have to look at them through a CRT with a blurry image and really low refresh rate, and it's very grainy. So you don't have to look at them like that, but if you want to stun them, you do have to look at them through that monitor. And then, of course, later on, with the entity, when it's invisible, you can only see it through that. Or then sometimes it just shows up. I'm actually kind of wondering how the entity works. Like, sometimes it would be invisible and not see me even though it was right in front of it. And then sometimes it would be visible even though it hadn't seen me. I'm a bit curious about how that thing worked. But yeah, I thought that this was a really engaging horror game. Great tone, great visuals, great audio. Even had a little bit of cuteness with the IC. That didn't last long. The IC got taken out pretty quickly. But even had a little bit of that. I think this game did a really good job at making mundane things seem menacing. It looks very good and performs very well. Like, it really didn't have any performance issues at all playing the game, and it looks fantastic. I think even though a lot of the story is done through text logs, which is a very common thing for horror games, I do think the text logs, they did keep them concise and interesting. Which, I mean, I've mentioned before that I do think that it has become a tendency in horror games for text logs to be way too long and not have a whole lot to say. But I think that this game did a pretty good job with having logs that were shorter and to the point. It definitely leans in a lot on the analog horror idea, which, I mean, looking at things through the CRT, the cat, that does basically make everything analog horror, I suppose. The story is like a real cosmic horror kind of thing, where they kind of give you some ideas as to what's happening, but they don't really clarify. The idea seeming like the overall idea seems to be whatever ecosystem is on the moon is something that anything from Earth just shouldn't be a part of and can't be a part of. And vice versa. Like, I'm assuming that's the reason that one of the entities died trying to eat an apple, because the apple is from Earth. And it just wasn't compatible. So it's not just like the moon is hostile to live on, it's just diametrically opposed for anything from Earth to live on it. And then you get into like the weird thing at the end with the moon apparently being pregnant. And like they don't really get into that, but I mean maybe that's for the best to just give like a little hint about, I think the moon's pregnant, and we're just not really gonna talk about that much. The moon's pregnant, you're heading into the vagina, and you're probably gonna like turn into vines. Why? It's just part of the great circle of life, except on the moon, which is different from the great circle of life on Earth, and you probably don't want to know about the moon version of this. You should probably just stay off the moon. So that's been Routine, a game that was in development for a very long time. And, you know, it was kind of... You kind of wondered how a game like this was going to turn out, because when the first trailer of it came out, and it was like a real dark, moody thing with 80s futurism, that was pretty new at the time, but actually it's been done quite a bit since then, so you kind of think that, you know, what new thing Routine might have had, maybe other games ate its lunch by then. But no, I think that they really did a really good job of pulling this off. I think it's fantastic. Yeah. That's Routine. I do think it is one of the more effective horror games I've played. And I liked it quite a bit. It's a shame that our computer engineer left for the moon when he did. It sounds like he probably got there. I mean, we don't know how long he was in that isolation chamber. How long does that isolation process work? But it sounds like when he got there were probably people still alive, but obviously by the time he got out, there weren't anymore. There was when you were in the first base, there were parts where you saw robots being destroyed. Like, first the ICs, but then, like, the big robots were being destroyed. I wondered if that was supposed to mean that the entity was in that base as well, and breaking robots. Like, gameplay-wise, it wasn't. But, I mean, story-wise, was the idea was that the invisible entity was walking around and, like, smashing robots? Maybe. I guess, like, it really could have gone anywhere. It's from the moon. Could have been in any of those moon bases. But yeah, fantastic, very moody game that, there's no combat around. Well, I mean, you do shoot. I guess there is sort of a combat. You do shoot the robots. You stun them for a bit. But I think the game controls very well for, what gameplay there is. Also, the thing about the robots, where there's multiple robots, but sometimes they shut down voluntarily, and then you read the email about how only one robot can operate at a time. I thought that was actually really good, because you can see a robot standing there deactivated, but you don't know when it's going to turn on. The reason it's not turned on is because something else is walking around, but maybe that will stop and this other one will turn on at any moment. I thought that was a pretty good idea. There's a bunch of good ideas in this, I think. So that's routine. Shouldn't have shut down the ASN. It said, hey, there's a contamination. It looked at that video that one guy took of that body. I mean, I guess now we know what that video was. He went into the canal. He saw a body of one of the Prism expedition members and had vines coming out of him. ASN saw that and said, yep, shut everything down. Everyone's getting quarantined. I guess you should have listened. I guess we should have listened. This has been routine. I hope you liked watching it. I enjoyed playing it quite a lot.